This summer, Brawl Stars has embarked on its most ambitious collab yet, a collab with the famous TV show, SpongeBob. This update has been another in a long line of limited time events, which are a controversial topic in this community, with the SpongeBob event being no different. There are many positives and negatives to this event, so in this video I'll go over all of them, and the event, and its statistics as well. If you enjoy this video, make sure to like, subscribe, and watch some of my other videos. Kick back, relax, ask Fang and not Fong for some popcorn and enjoy the video. By the way, I'll get a mic soon, so don't worry and stay tuned. On September 5th, 2024, Brawl Stars was changed forever. On that date, Brawl Stars officially collabed with SpongeBob and ended the SpongeBob event. Now, I'm going to talk about what this update added and some of the new features added in this update. Once I finish talking about what this update added, I'll analyze how good this update was and its features were, and see if this update was a good addition or not. First, let's go over some of the skins added in this update. The Brawl Pass skins were Squidward Mortis and his pink and blue variations. In the shop, you had a chance to get one of the new SpongeBob skins, Plankton Darrow, Sandy Jesse, Mr. Krabs Tick, or Patrick Buzz. As for SpongeBob Primo, it had a special way of being unlocked. Just like the Godzilla event for Godzilla Buzz, there was a club event for some extra rewards. You got 10 gems for each milestone completed, totaling 40 gems. At 400,000 Krusty Cash, you and your club would get a free SpongeBob El Primo skin. But that's enough about skins. Let's go on to everyone's favorite new feature, on everyone's soul but mine, SpongeBob's power-ups. SpongeBob power-ups can be obtained from power-up meals, which would give a random power-up. Power-up meals can be obtained from bundles, but the primary way of getting them was through a free power-up meal every day, though this was added sometime into the update, with the original system only giving the power meal for free rarely. But now, let's talk about the power-ups themselves. Each one had 3 levels, with increasingly powerful abilities with each level increase. The power-up for tanks was named Krabby Patty, and a level 1 Krabby Patty made it so that Krabby Patty orbited around you, and when it was destroyed, it gave you a shield that reduced damage temporarily. The level 2 power-up added a second Krabby Patty, and when one of them was destroyed, it gave an increase to damage, resistance, and movement speed temporarily. The level 3 power-up added a third Krabby Patty, and when one was destroyed, you got the stat boost from before, but also a boost to supercharge rate temporarily as well. The power-up for supports was called Kelp Soda, which surrounded you with a permanent healing area. Kelp Juice was a level 2 power-up, and now healing your allies charged up your super, an absolutely incredible decision. Kelp Shake was a level 3 power-up, and now using your super spawned a power cube, the greatest decision ever made by Brawl Stars. The power-up for damage dealers was called Chum Balls, which gave you homing projectiles for a short while, was another absolutely wonderful decision by the dev team. And the level 2 power-up was called Chum Bucket, which also gave you an increased movement speed for a short while. The level 3 power-up was called the Appetizer, which also healed you on top of the other 2 boosts. The power-up for Marksman was called Clockwork Clarinet, which after a cooldown gave you next shot the ability to pierce through environments. Classic Clarinet was a level 2 power-up, and now it allowed the attack to deal more damage. Classic Clarinet was the third power-up, and allowed Marksman to shoot those powered up shots even more often. The power-up for Controllers was called Bubble, which allowed your main attack to leave a trail of bubbles that damaged enemies who walked over them. Caterpillar Bubble was a level 2 power-up, and now the bubble amount was larger. Giraffe Bubble was a level 3 power-up, and now at the end of the trail of the bubble, there was an explosion that released even more bubbles. The power-up for Assassins was called Spatula, which made it so that Spatula periodically orbited around you, and once an enemy was at low enough health, your next shot with the spatula around you kills them. The Golden Spatula was a level 2 power-up, and now you will also get a speed boost after a kill. LeBron James, La Spatula was a level 3 power-up, and now you went invisible after getting a kill as well. The power for Artillery was called Doodle Pineapple, which made it so that your main attack dropped a pineapple from the sky that dealt damage. Night Pineapple was a level 2 power-up, and now each pineapple left a damaging area after exploding. Pineapple was a level 3 power-up, adding on an exploding pineapple chunks after the initial explosion. And that's all the power-ups. Like mutations, these power-ups could only be used in certain modes, which always included jellyfishing, Trio Showdown, and 2 other modes. Speaking of jellyfishing and Trio Showdown, let's talk about the 2 newest modes added to the game. Jellyfishing is somewhat similar to gem grab, but it still has its differences. Jellyfishes will spawn throughout the map for the entirety of the game, and once a person picks it up, they will have a 5-second timer before they can claim that jellyfish to their total jellyfish score. Once a team's total jellyfish score reaches 20, they win the game. The other game mode added in this update was Trio Showdown. Trio Showdown is basically Duo Showdown, but with 1 more person. And that's basically it, for now. Finally, let's go over the Krusty Krab shop. This was a shop that ran on Krusty Cash, a new temporary currency made for the SpongeBob event. There were multiple ways to get Krusty Cash, with the main ways being for free from the regular shop, from playing the power-up game modes, and from just clicking on new offers in the Krusty shop. The Krusty shop also has multiple offers that were completely random. Offers include new skins, old summer skins, bling, credits, star drops, power-ups, with some having special bundles that included multiple of these rewards. And that's the event. So now, let me go over all of the stuff that I just mentioned and give my thoughts on how good these additions were. First of all, let's go over the skins added in this update. Keep in mind that skin quality is completely subjective unless it was old Kim and Frank, so they are mostly my opinions and the opinions of the community. First of all, Squidward Mortis is an absolutely incredible skin, and it was definitely worth buying the Brawl Pass for, with 2 incredible color variations as well. Plankton Daryl was another incredible skin as well, and finally gave Daryl a new skin after what seemed like years of waiting for us Daryl mains. Cindy Jessie is another solid skin, nothing much else to say about her, other than she has 2 brawlers in her name, which is pretty neat. And Mr. Krabs' Tick was probably the most controversial skin out of all the SpongeBob skins. He already has a crab skin, and therefore there seem to be 2 better options, Griff and Clancy. Griff had the same mindset and mentality of greed as Mr. Krabs, and Clancy had the same lobster look as Mr. Krabs. However, Tick was chosen due to his similarity in build to Mr. Krabs, even though he already had a great crab skin before. Patrick Buzz was another great skin, nothing much else to say about him. The club event for SpongeBob El Primo gave a few nice gems and a free skin, but one of the main problems with it was that a lot of people didn't have enough active people or enough people in their club, and they ended up not being able to get many of the rewards that others did. Also, SpongeBob fit perfectly with our boy Ash, but unfortunately, money has to be made, and Primo is so much more popular than Ash, needing him to getting skin number 1000 while Ash lays forgotten. And now, let's talk about everyone's favorite power system, power-ups. I may have mentioned this before, but I hate the whole concept of power-ups/mutations. Mutations were one of the main reasons that I hated the Gods of Alpha. It made the game incredibly annoying to play, as well as unfair. Some brawlers like Meg and Rico got overpowered mutations, while other brawlers didn't even get mutations to use. Furthermore, if you had low-level versions of those overpowered brawlers, you wouldn't even be able to compete with the other people who had fully maxed brawlers and the mutations. The SpongeBob event weren't as egregious as the mutations, but they weren't great either. The power-ups were extremely broken, especially the chum balls, the kelp shake, and the spatula. They made all the game modes that had the power-ups less based on skill, and more based on which power-up you had and what level they were. They also created way more cheese stats, especially in Trio Showdown. Sometimes they were fun to be fair, but overall they were annoying to play against. Giving credit where credit is due, if you played actively, you would likely have all the power-ups maxed by the end of the update, and they gave power-ups to all the classes, so there was no imbalance from brawler to brawler, though some power-ups were much more powerful than others. I'm looking at you, Bubbles. Now, let's go over the 2 new game modes added in this update. These 2 were Jellyfishing and Trio Showdown, and always had the SpongeBob power-ups enabled with them. These 2 game modes had a lot of potential, and their core gameplay was quite fun. Jellyfishing was an improved version of Gem Grab, and there was less of a weakness to the annoying team wipe plays at the end of the game, with the team that deserved it less winning the game in Gem Grab. However, the fact that your counter reset with each new jellyfish was incredibly annoying, because all the randoms seemed to not know this, and got absolutely insane amounts of jellyfish without actually waiting to claim them. The power-ups being enabled in this mode made the whole game mode feel very annoying, with the homing of Colt, Mortis being able to kill and steal jellyfish easily, and Barry being able to farm power cubes and keep his teammates annoyingly unkillable. Speaking of Barry and power cubes, let's talk about everyone's favorite game mode, Trio Showdown. Trio Showdown was a game mode that many people were excited and hyped for, as a more chaotic and fun version of Duo Showdown. However, as it released, there were a few bugs and a lot of cheese, and I'm not talking about Mo. The most egregious cheese involved Barry and Kit. Level 3 Barry, Kit, and another brawler could give nearly infinite power cubes if the Barry healed the other two in the storm, and the Kit constantly using his super and hopping off and on enemies. If done right, this track could basically not be countered, especially if the third teammate was a Cole or a BB. But besides this, like jellyfishing, the core gameplay of Trio Showdown is quite fun and chaotic. It was also forgiving with respect for trophies, with only 4th place losing actual trophies. This was a controversial decision to some, with people talking about trophy inflation, so it is overall based on your preference as to whether this decision was good or not. Overall, I think we can all agree that the idea behind Trio Showdown was very good, but weighed down by power-ups. I think a permanent return to Trio Showdown, similar to Solo and Duo Showdown, would be a very nice addition to the game. Finally, let's go over the Krusty Krab shop. Let's be real, the concept of this shop was almost completely based on randomness and chance. First of all, the offers in the shop were completely randomized, so there were possibilities of you getting every skin other than Plankton Daryl in the shop. This of course was not good at all, as you could possibly get a single offer for a skin that you wanted, but more realistically, you could get offers for that skin when you don't have any cash, and once you finally accumulate enough cash to buy the skin, it never shows up, which can be very frustrating to players. So let's talk about Krusty Cash. I have no complaints about the Krusty Cash system, and I'm very grateful for the free cash that Supercell gave us. The amounts we got from winning the power modes wasn't the most, and they could have given us a little bit more, but that's a nitpick. However, there were more serious issues with the shop. First of all, the whole random chance of getting something for free was a good thought by Supercell, but ended up not being a good addition at all. Sure, a few people got incredible luck with them getting free hypercharges or free incredible bundles. However, most people, me included, got absolutely nothing for free or some useless things for free like a power meal, leaving us to excitedly look at the shop every 2 days only to see nothing for free in the shop. I think there was an easy fix for this, which was to give everyone a completely random but guaranteed offer for free for each offer type once, which a much smaller chance than it was during the event to get something for free once you've gotten all the guaranteed free offers once. Giving where credit is due, the hypercharged offers were incredible, giving a free guaranteed hypercharge that gave incredible value even if you didn't have the brawler maxed out. So with only the bad part about it being that you could get a hypercharge for a brawler that you don't like. And finally, I have finished. There were some things that I inevitably missed, so let me know in the comments what I missed. As for the event itself, I think there were more flaws than good things, strictly speaking in-game. The return of power-ups was one that did not need to happen, and the shop was too heavily based on RNG. Furthermore, this continued Brawl Stars' new theme of limited time events having impacts on long-term progression. So having progression somewhat locked under RNG, like it was during the box days, is not good at all. However, there are positives to this event. The new game modes and the chaotic but fun nature of the update made it much better to me than the Godzilla update. But the biggest upside to me was the ability for Brawl Stars to collab with such a massive company such as SpongeBob. This puts into perspective just how popular Brawl Stars has become over the past year, and I hope to see Brawl Stars continue to grow and collaborate with even more companies and people, especially my glorious king and my poopy bear, LeBron James. Sorry for all the mistakes in this video. It's my second time recording, so I hope you guys take it easy on me. But anyways, thanks for watching. Watch this video, or this playlist, or join the Discord server.